Okay. All right, everybody. Everybody good? So get in your comfortable seat. We're going to shift the way we do things just a little bit today. I'm going to get you moving. We'll do a little bit of centering, then I'm going to get you moving. Then we're going to do breath work. Then we're going to do seated poses. Seated poses, then breath work. And then we're going to do standing. And then we're going to sit back down in the chair. And I've got this really cool meditation I want to do with you. And then we're going to get on the floor. Okay, so that's the way it's going to work today. So as always, honor your body for however you're feeling today. Just rock side to side a little bit. I want you to get grounded and rooted into your sacred space. Breathing in through the nose and out through an open mouth. As you begin to just welcome yourself to this practice. And then begin to slow down just a bit. My comment or my inquiry for today is to see if you agree that happiness is your birthright. Happiness is your birthright. And Donna Folds has just this beautiful way of explaining that. So I just want to read this poem to you, and I'm going to read it again before we do our breath work. But I just want you to hear it so that when you hear it the second time, you might be able to pick out some words that have more meaning for you. All right. It's called Birthright. Despite illness of body or mind, in spite of blinding despair or habitual belief, who you are is whole. Let nothing keep you separate from the truth. The soul, illuminated from within, longs to be known for what it is. Undying, untouched by fire or the storms of life, there is a place inside where stillness and abiding peace reside. You can ride the breath and go there. Despite doubt or hopeless turns of mind, you are not broken. Spirit surrounds, embraces, fills you from the inside out. Release everything that isn't your true nature. What's left, the fullness, light and shadow, claim all that is your birthright. So in practice today, I'll invite you to release everything that isn't your true nature and breathe in the just that birthright that is happiness, realizing I am not broken, shining that light forward like we used our light theme last week just to embrace and shining that light forward. All right, so let's just start with some more movement. So I want to do some full torso circles now. So the hands can come on the hips if you feel like you don't need the support with the hands on the thighs. That just creates a little bit more strength and need for structure in your side body. But if it feels better to have your hands on your thighs to support your lower back and your side body, then do that. And then we'll go the other direction. And this is where we can think about what is our true nature? You know, are you generally a happy person, a light person? And knowing that you're not broken, has anything started to interfere with that? And then come to some stillness here. Let's stretch the hands out and the fingers out, curl the fingers in, and just make those little bear claws, happy bird fist, and fling the fingers out. And thinking about just releasing anything that doesn't serve you, just kind of like you're flicking off stuff that you don't need. You can just flick that unnecessary burden. We feel it, of course we feel it. We feel all the stuff that goes on, but do we have to let it affect our true nature? Make some circles with your thumb. I took a course in happiness, and one of the things that stood out to me was that if you're generally a happy person, rotate your thumbs the other way. You come back to your original set point of happiness, even when tragic things happen. Make some circles with your wrists. Keep the hands loose to start and just feel the bones moving around in the wrist joint. And then make it that gentle fist like you're holding the baby bird and extend your arms out long. But how cool is that? That you'll have a happiness set point, and even in times of tragedy and despair, you can come back, and that's even grief, the loss of somebody, that you'll come back to your original happiness set point. And then hands come back onto the thighs. Press the hands into the thighs and lift the heart up just a bit. Take your left fingertips out to that 45-degree angle. So if you're sitting on the floor, just walk those fingers, spider fingers out, and press them into the mat. Lower the chin in the direction of the chest and sweep your chin over towards your right shoulder. And take a moment here to just bring some release to the neck. So feel length from the left earlobe to the left shoulder. And if you stretch those fingers out, as if you're trying to reach something on that left side, you'll feel the whole fascia line in the arm start to release a bit. Releasing that which we carry, the burdens, letting it trickle down those fingers, maybe shake the fingers, give a little help releasing. Our body will listen to our mind. So if we're having a lot of tense thoughts, it'll tense our body up. But if we can think about more things that are going well in our life, we can create some release. And then bring the hand back to the thigh, sweep the chin back, and go the other direction. So now left ear in line with left shoulder, and stretch those right fingertips a little bit further than is right out to the side of you. Take it a little bit further. Wiggle those fingers. Just allow stuff you can't control, you know, so much of what I worry about never ends up happening type thing. And then bring the hand back to center, sweep the chin back to the chest and lift the head up and make that figure 8 with the chin. And of course, that's not to disregard what we really are feeling. We don't push away our natural emotions that are coming into our body. We welcome them in. We welcome them in and acknowledge them, but no, they don't define us. And then that head back to center. Gently turn the head side to side. Stopping in the middle. Just get a little bit of motion in the neck. All right, one more time each way. Good. And back to center. Swinging that right arm. I love these arm swings. This is loose coat sleeve seated in lots of directions. So just letting the gravity swing the arm back and forth. Try and keep it as loose as you can. And then take it across the body and back, across the body and back. And these are something you can do every day, a couple times a day, just to keep some movement in those shoulders if you've been sitting for a while. And then take it diagonally up and back. Give yourself lots of room. I've already lost the tip of my tree, if you noticed. Wyatt decided not to survive when all the others did. And then make a figure 8. So I think if we had more weeks together, you'd see one at a time start to disappear out of my poinsettia tree to the point where there's one left. I do not have a green thumb. All right, and then let's take the other side. And all you got to do is put water in the darn thing. I don't know what else I could do with it. I talk to it. I say hello. I give him a little pat. And then take it forward and back. My mom says, oh, you can't kill those things. They last until spring, and then you don't know what to do with them because they don't fit in the house. And I was like, mine don't last till spring. Oh, I already see some little petals curling up. Don't, you're okay. Oh, there he is. Diagonal up and down. Maybe it's a good thing nobody's coming to visit here. All right. Diagonal up and down, and then a nice figure 8 with that arm. I think these feel so fun and freeing, kind of like being a little kid again. If the shoulders range of motion isn't having it, just do what you can and make it a little smaller, and that's okay for today. Every day we're a different machine. All right, then give yourself a hug over top. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Doing the best that we can, right? All right, and then give yourself, once your right arm is on top, keep it there. And look over your left shoulder as you twist those elbows to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Starting to get some twists, some axial rotation in the spine. And come back to center. Give yourself a hug again. Deserve it. And then next time the left arm is on top, keep it there. Take your elbows to the right. Wait, nope, sorry. Take your elbows to the left and look over your right shoulder. And back to center. Hands on the thighs, lengthen the spine. Just take a moment to notice how the body is feeling. And then start to get those, grease the whole ball and socket joint up just a little bit more with our chicken wings. So we're gonna move into some cat-cow here. So can you kayak the elbows and go the other direction too? Normally we don't do that, but it feels good in the back body when you reach those elbows forward. And then bring your elbows pointing forward, soften the shoulders down, and draw the elbows in the direction of each other. Come to your first cat pose today. So elbows, shoulders are soft, chin comes in the direction of the chest, and the belly draws in as you round the back body. And just pause here for a moment, allowing the shoulder blades gently to separate across the back body. Just feel that nice stretch. No hurry here. Easy breath. Now lengthen your spine back up. Open the arms out to that 45-degree angle without crunching your lower back. Lift up through the breastbone. Take your eye gaze up slightly. Don't throw your head back. Eye gaze goes no higher than the seam of the ceiling and the wall. Just take a couple breaths in here, nourishing the body. And now with the rhythm of your own breath, the fingertips onto your shoulders, elbows draw toward each other, chin to the chest, round your back into cat, exhaling here. And when you're ready to inhale, just rise and blossom. Open the light, shine the light forward to the sky, to the snow, right? We're gonna have a little bit of snow today, maybe. And then come back to your cat, chin to the chest, round your back body. And inhale, lift and lengthen, open the heart. Do just a couple more with your own rhythm of your own breath, curling in, just honoring yourself, bowing. And then inhale, open the heart, just a little shine energy towards your Sangha, your community here. And then gather that energy from your Sangha, pull it into yourself. And open the heart one more time. Ah. Good. And then come back to a nice long spine. Let's take that left hand down to the left side and reach your right arm up, either fingertips on shoulders, goalpost, arm straight up, or upper arm in line with the ear, what the shoulder wants to do, and then crescent over towards that. Right side, left side. And then really root down through that right side as you open up from the waistline. Turn the torso toward the earth, just to stretch across those back ribs. So you'll find we do a lot of the same things for warm up, because we've got to warm up our spine, warm up our joints. So it helps to develop a home practice. Come back to center and reach both arms up overhead. Let's get length. So reach and lengthen. Cat-cow is flexion and extension of the spine. And this crescent is your lateral rotation. So lower your right arm down and crescent over to the right. So we want to keep our spine moving in all directions, and that's something you need to do every day, and it's easy to do. Turn the torso toward the earth. Fingertips can be on the shoulders, elbow out or back, arms straight up or overhead. Come back to neutral, reach both arms up overhead again. Now finding length, straight up and down in length, that's another movement of the spine. And then bring the hands toward the fingertips on the shoulder, draw the belly in, and then a gentle, gentle twist. And I want to reiterate, if you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, to really be mindful of the spine. Now, my mother-in-law has broken her back. She comes to this class sometimes, and she's in the rehab now because she had another compression fracture of her spine. And I'm not saying it had anything to do with yoga, because she had spent 10 days in the hospital for a hernia and lost movement, you know, lost a lot of weight, and then everything else combined, but she does have osteoporosis. So I'm just horrified if anybody would have any back issues because of their yoga practice. So when you're twisting, make sure you take your, if you're twisting to the left, I want you to make sure you take your right knee forward and let the pelvis move and rotate with it. The only place we really need to worry about twisting from, not worry about, but encourage the twisting from, is more the thoracic spine and the cervical spine. That's where the twisting is intended to come from. So I really let my pelvis, and I don't know if you can see it enough, but I really let my pelvis shift back and forth on the chair. The days of locking your pelvis in place are gone in yoga. And if any yoga teacher ever tells you to do that, you just ignore it, because it's gonna injure your spine, okay? So we're just trying to be functional. When we're driving, we wanna be able to turn our head around if we wanna look and see who's coming behind us, all right? So that's a little reminder of that. Hands out, feet out nice and wide. Press the hands into the thighs and use your hands on your thighs to support you to hinge forward. Press forward and then press the feet into the earth to engage the core to help you lift back up. So osteoporosis also, you're intended not to go further than 45-degree hinge, all right? And that's not because you can't, but it's because of what's safest for the spine according to best practices and evidence-based. All right, so I know you can do more, and I know you have to put your shoes on, so sometimes you have to hinge forward more, but in yoga practice, just to build that strength up, we do a little bit at a time. All right, one more time, hinge forward. Good, and then lift back up and walk the feet back to neutral. And I'd like you to have your blocks on either side of you if you could. Now, osteopenia, about 85% of us over a certain age are going to have that. That's low bone density. That's a little bit different. Now, you still need to keep building up your, your strength and everything, and know where your low bone density is, if it's in your hip or your spine, and just be mindful of that. So we're just tipping side to side now. Keep the core drawn in and up. And then I want you to just go as far as feels good and safe for you. If you can take the blocks a little bit lower. You can take the blocks a little bit lower, and we're building the strength in the side oblique muscles of the core. So if you're not really hugging that belly in and supporting the spine with your abdominal muscles, then you could potentially put yourself at risk. If you feel any pain, sciatica pain, if this exacerbates that sciatica pain, then obviously you don't want to do that either. And then you can just take the blocks as low as feels. I have crazy long arms, so I have to kind of hit the floor to feel like I'm even moving. All right, just a couple more. And feel if you feel any heat building up in the side body, in the oblique muscles. And one more time each way. Good. All right, and then come back to neutral. All right, we're going to start with the first, just following normal natural breath, but connecting this movement intensely with the breath, okay? So I call this my heart opening breath, and it kind of puts everything together that we've done so far. So interlace your hands, place them under your chin. As you first breath in, you inhale and lengthen. So get length in the spine. As you exhale, press your palms forward, round the back body, chin to the chest. This is your cat pose, nice and gentle. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, but if your shoulders aren't having it, the hands come to the crown of the head, the top of the forehead, or press the arms up overhead. Here we come again with length and shoulder opening. Big breath in here. As you exhale, lower your left hand down and crescent over towards that left side. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead again or to the forehead. Exhale, lower right arm down, crescent to the right. Inhale, both arms up overhead again. Exhale, sweep the hands behind you. Hold on to the back of that chair. Roll the shoulders forward. Lift the heart space and hinge forward. Head and neck stay in alignment. Feel that nice opening in the shoulders. Shoulder blades should be leaning in for a gentle kiss. Inhale, lift back up. Reach the arms up overhead, palms together, and lower the hands down to the heart. We're going to do that one more time, first to learn, second to really feel it in your body, okay? So interlace hands, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms press forward, cat. Inhale, arms reach to forehead or overhead, lengthen. Exhale, release right arm this time, crescent right. Inhale, hands together overhead. Exhale, left arm lowers, crescent left. Inhale, both arms together. Exhale, sweep the hands back down by the holding on to the chair. And as you inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, open the chest. Hinge forward just a bit, eye gaze lift slightly. Then come back to neutral spine. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and lower the hands down to the heart. Nice. Okay, roll those shoulders back. If you're on the mat, you'll want to lie down on your back now. If you're sitting in the chair, you're going to support your spine in whatever way you need. So 3 ways you can do it. 1 is use all your core strength, all right, and sit forward in your chair. Number 2 is to use a block, scooch back into your chair until your lower back is supported by the block, because we're going to be lifting one leg up, which takes a lot of core and brings it into the lower back. Third is to, this is the middle one. So I'd say this is the most challenging. The block is the most supportive. And then this middle one is just scooting your butt all the way to the back of the chair. And you'll find you really can slide your butt back there. You'll get some support from your lower back just from the back of the chair. All right, so those are your 3 options. All right, so we're just gonna lift that right leg up and make some circles with the ankle. Make circles the other way. And point and flex, get that movement in the ankle. And I always say when we have snow and ice, you need your ankles to be supple to really, give you that balance. And bring the knee into the chest as best you can. And a nice stretch across the glute and the underside of the leg. Flex the foot. And then extend the legs so that the legs are level with each other. If you're on the floor, take it up toward the sky. Press out through the heel of the foot and extend your opposite arm forward. Fingers up, fingers down, toes down. Fingers up, toes up. Spread the fingers, press out the heel of the foot and the heel of the hand. Fingers down, toes down. And then a few more circles. You feel the heat build up in the quad as you keep this leg lifted. Go the other direction. And then staying on this same side, hold on to the underside of that right leg and take the leg out to the side. If that doesn't feel good, keep the toes connected to the earth and just press the knee out to the side. Make some circles with that hip. This ball and socket joint just needs a little bit of greasing up too. Good. And then give that leg a little massage. Working that quad. Good. All right. Let's go to the other side. Make sure your back was supported as it needed to be, either with your own core strength, with the block, or with the back of the chair. So other knee comes in toward the chest. Make some circles with the ankle. Point and flex that foot. Lift and spread the toes. Nice. Then bring the knee all the way into the chest as best as feels good for you. And then as you're ready, press out through the heel of the foot or take the foot up toward the sky. Opposite arm reaches forward, press out through the heel of the hand, the heel of the foot, lift and spread the toes, lift and spread fingers. Point the toe, fingers press down, fingers up, toes up. Really press out through the heel. Feel that stretch in the back of the calf, fingers down, toes down. Good. And a couple more circles, building that heat up. And those long femur bones make it challenging, don't they? Jean, you have long femur bones, I know. All right, give that little leg a massage. Okay, let's do a hamstring stretch. So if you're on the floor, you can use a strap around the ball of the foot. If you are in the chair, we're gonna place the block, the right heel on the block. And if you need 2 blocks to make sure that you can scoot forward enough in the chair, do that. Now press the strap into the foot into the strap, or the heel into the block, and press that thigh bone down. Really the leg strengthener here. So engaging the muscle legs. It's a good isometric exercise to do. Let's take those hands back to the back of the chair like we did in our heart opening breath. lengthen, and then hinge forward. Keep pressing the heel down. Keep pressing the thigh bone down. Feel that big stretch across. And Betty, this might not feel good. You might want to do both legs extended out together so it's a symmetrical pose rather than asymmetrical. Okay, good. Yeah. Lift back up. If you felt that on one side of your hip, then you can extend the other leg out to keep the balance in the pelvis. Good. And then lift back up. We're going to swing that leg. Betty, not sure this is going to work for you. We're going to extend that, scooch over to the right side of the chair and extend the right leg out to the right side for gate pose. So if you're sitting on lying on your mat, you're going to come to your knees now and do gate pose. And that other block is going to be on the left side. Sorry, I should have given you a little heads up on that. So right leg out to the right side, block on the left side. And reach the arms up overhead, big breath in here. And lower your right arm down and crescent over towards the right side for a nice stretch. So press the left foot into the floor. Can you press that left foot in and use that to help engage, lift, and lengthen, root to rise? Do you feel anything different about that side body stretch now? And come back to a T. From here, I want the spine long and tall, pelvis points facing forward, so we're not lifted or uneven on our pelvis. So the pelvis is level, arms are stretched and reached. This is where we'll bring more length to the spine. And then lower your left hand down either to the chair or to the block. Turn the right palm up, fingers to the shoulder if the shoulder's not having it, or reach the arm up overhead. And some of you may want to bring the upper arm in line with the ear. So you're almost at an extended side angle pose. So you've got to stretch from fingertip to heel and then lengthen up. Try to get more length in the side body. Beautiful. Good. All right, one more breath here. Letting this side fascia line really open up. Good. All right, hands down to the floor. This is a weird one, okay? So what I want to do here is come back to a lunge. So I want to use this is what is tricky with mirroring. So this is my right leg, okay? This is my left leg, but not really. We're going to turn toward this this left side of the chair and bend the leg that was extended. You're going to bend it now, and that's the one that's going to get the quad stretch. Holding on to the inside of the body, the arm is holding on to the chair. Is everybody in that position? Okay. And then hinge forward a bit. Make sure it's out of the back. Get yourself seated so your butt cheek is hanging off. Press the toes or the top of the foot into the floor and engage the bent knee pointing down to the ceiling, down to the floor. And then squeeze the glute that's hanging off the chair. Keep the spine without arching. So keep the core really strong, and then scoop the tailbone under just a little bit so you can hinge back and get a nice stretch in your quad. Everybody feel that? So it should not feel anything in your lower back. I'm almost rounding my spine a little bit to make sure I'm really protecting my lower back. Release that. All we're looking for is a stretch in the quad. And then lean back again. If you're on the floor, you can just do a nice hip flexor stretch. So you came from gate pose, and you can just scooch it over to it. All right, scoot one more time, squeeze the glute, round that lower back a little bit, press the knee down as much as it will go, get that nice stretch. We need to keep the length in our quad and the length in our hamstrings even. Hopefully you don't feel this in your knee. And then release that and turn back to center. Is that okay for everybody? That's a hard one, I know, but it's hard to stretch the quad many other ways. All right, let's bring the feet together, take those knees apart. And we're going to move over to hamstring stretch on the other side. So left leg is in front. If you're on on the mat, you're going to lie back down on your back. A lot of up and down today, part of the workout. And then put the strap around your toe and take the foot up toward the sky. In the chair, we're going to press the heel down, press the thigh bone down. Reach for the back of the chair again if that worked for you before. Roll the shoulders back. Really engage the muscle of that leg. Lengthen and hinge forward. Lift and spread those toes. Keep pressing the heel and the thigh bone down. I can't emphasize that enough, but if you don't do that, you're not going to get as much length in the whole body of the hamstring. Lift back up, full breath in, because as you tighten the quad, you release the hamstring. Hinge forward again. Try not to arch the back this time. Try to keep the spine long and tall. You guys know that. Do that a million times. Good. Ooh, baby. And lift back up. All right, scoot your bum over toward the left side and see if you can't swing that leg over toward the left side. If you want to be on the heel of the foot, you can. If the toe comes forward, you find that place that works for you. Wherever you are, the hip points are facing forward. You're sitting up nice and tall. Press that right leg into the earth. Use that to root to rise as you reach the arms up overhead. Full breath in. Lower your left arm down and crescent over toward the left side. Nice. And Jean, you're my big person, so you're doing a really good job today. Reach arms up overhead again. I can see you all though. Hands come out to the side, get long and tall. Beautiful. Oopsie. Lower your hand to the chair because we forgot to put the block there, sorry. And then crescent over the other way. More breath. And lift back up. Lower the hand down. Okay, now start to bend that leg that was extended and start to rotate toward the other side of your chair. Hold on to this back of the chair and slowly start to bend that knee toward the earth. You can have the top of the foot or the lower part of the foot pressed into the earth. And then squeeze the glute, hinge back just a bit, get that nice stretch. Nice. Good, Pauline, that looks great. That looks intense. Release that, full breath in. Make sure you're not arching in the lower back. I think that's how Cindy hurt her lower back. She was doing a lunge like this and she arched her lower back too much. So give it a little tuck of the tailbone, draw that belly in, squeeze the glute, press the thigh bone down. One more breath here. Good. And release that. Bring the foot together, the feet back together, and whoo, knees together, feet apart. All right, now we are ready for some pranayama. Feel like you're really loosened up and the ribs are ready to accept some pranayama. So my favorite pranayama is 4-5-8 breath. Whenever I am having a difficult discussion with somebody, I find I come to this breath because it helps keep me calm. If you are needing to not react and you want to give yourself some time to think and respond in a difficult conversation or difficult experience or anything you hear, you want to breathe out through kissy lips, okay? Almost like you're blowing out the candles, because that helps to release that stress and anger, okay? So otherwise you can breathe, through just a long, slow exhalation, but kissy lips really helps to really mindfully slow that exhalation out. Even the sound is helpful, I find. So it's that ratio of breathing in for 4, pausing at the top of the breath for 5, not holding your breath, and then exhaling through kissy lips or just through the nose, long and slow for a count of 8, double the inhale. So follow the ratio that works for you. So let's first come to our normal natural breath. So just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, finding the greatest movement in your breath. And you're still breathing from your upper chest. Just take a moment to really try to calm that nervous system by taking the breath a little deeper into the lower lobes and allowing the belly. So let your belly just bleh, Let it relax. Let it pooch out and be soft. And then with your exhalation, you can create a little contraction. So try to slow the breath, deepen the breath just a bit. Coming to pranayama, prana, that life energy. And then your next exhalation, we'll take a nice full breath in for a count of 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release any additional air that's in there. Take a moment. Notice how that made you feel. See if that was the right ratio for you. We'll do it again. So exhale fully when you're ready. Join me when you're ready with an inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Kissy lips or through the nose. Release the rest of the air. And then again, when you're ready, full exhalation. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release all the air. And then one more time, regular breath. Exhale fully. When you're ready, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Nice. And come back to your normal, natural breath. That can be your holiday go-to breath. Okay. All right, let's do some sit stand in whatever way. You got lots of choices with the feet together, feet behind the knees, hands on the thighs. Press the feet into the earth. Give it a little test. See how that works for you today. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Sit down without a plop. Other options are hands crossed over the chest. And then sit the sitting bones back down, no plop. Other options are reaching the arms forward, a little more leverage. And sit back down. Some people like to scoop it up. Scoop it up. All right, if that's not working for you, feet nice and wide, hands on the thighs. Shift back. That feels kind of good too. And other option is 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And then switching, making sure that you give equal time on both legs. So if you can do this for homework in the next couple weeks and try to build up to 15 or 20 and try different ways of doing it just to keep it interesting for you. Keep those legs strong. Let's do 2 more. And you really feel that cardio working. You guys, I'm gonna move this back. 20 is a lot, but you're getting strong. I can really see it. All right. Okay, chair is going to be on your left side. Left side. All right. Pull this back a little bit. Into the poinsettias. Okay, everybody got the chair on the left side? And shake everything out. Wiggle. All right, and we're gonna start coming to mountain pose. Just hands on the heart. Going back to that true nature, thinking about your happiness set point, times when life was pretty darn easy. And what was your happiness set point when things were pretty easy? And how does that compare when things are more challenging? And you don't have to be goofy and laughing all the time to be happy. It's really just a sense of contentment. Know that that's wherever your set point, that's your true nature, and it's always there for you. One more breath, and then lower the hands down and find your chair. Make sure it's at a good place for you, because we're going to do a little bit of balance with this mindful movement work. So I'm just going to start reaching the arms forward and exhaling down. So connect this movement with the breath. So you might move at a different rate than me. You can reach the arms all the way up overhead if you choose, and lift the heels up, strengthening the feet. You can breathe through nose or mouth. You can even try some of that tonal breathing, breathing in through the nose and out through breath for anxiety, blowing the candles out for fear, breath for anger, ujjayi breath for over worry, and the S breath for sadness. Next time you find your arms up and your heels up, pause there for a moment. Make that core strong and engaged. Hold on to the chair if you need it. One more breath here. And lower the arms down. Sink the feet, shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Bend the knees and sink the hips into just a modified chair and take the arms out to the side. Big breath in here. And then as you exhale, fingertips to the shoulders, straighten the knees. Inhale, sink to chair, open the arms. Exhale, fingertips to shoulders, straighten the legs. Taking this as deep as you choose, honoring those knees, but sinking the hips back, really sitting down in that chair. And then as you come up, press the feet into the earth. Continuing with your tonal breath work, if that felt good for you. Or just breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. And last one, beautiful. Strengthening those legs. Bring the arms back down by your side. And we're going to just take that right arm to a circle and reach it back behind us, trying to follow that hand with our eye gaze, getting a twist in the spine, but allowing the pelvis to rotate with it. So again, we're not torquing the lower back. You can even bend one knee if that helps to get you moved around to that other side. And connect that movement as always with the breath. So inhale, last one, and exhale. Let's go to the other side. Inhale and exhale. If you notice, we are doing modifications of Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful movements, which is always just a lovely way to prepare the body for meditation. And one more. Hands come onto the hips, feet are wide, and make some big circles with your hips. Invite the knees and the ankles, everything to get involved. If it feels good to pause, if you feel something that feels like a nice stretch on the side of the hip, you can just kind of stay there and play with it. And go the other direction as well. I wonder if anyone's tried a hula hoop lately. All right. And then come back to your mountain pose. From here, we're going to shift the weight to that left side and peel the right foot up, reach the right arm forward. You can tap heel toe if you like, or if the left leg is willing, you can peel that right leg up, reach the knee, reach the arm up overhead. Extend the leg like we did in our seated posture, fingers and toes forward, knee up, arm up, and exhale, lower back down. Your options are to keep the foot connected to the earth. Knee lifts, fingertips lift, extend the leg, fingers forward, toes forward, knee lifts, arm lifts, exhale, lower. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, fingers and toes forward. Inhale, fingers up, knee up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Feel that standing leg building strength. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and lower. Good. I'm going to turn to facing the chair. Send that the left foot forward, right leg back into a lunge. So facing the back of the chair, left foot forward, right leg back. Yep, supporting that foot. Reach the right arm up overhead. Lengthen, squeeze that back right glute. Squeeze it. And then crescent over toward the left side, holding on to the chair. Feel that opening in the psoas, opening where the hip and the leg connect. Lift back up, lower the arm down, step the back foot forward just a half footprint, lengthen the spine, send the hip bones back, hands are resting on the back of the chair. Betty, you're going to come to an L pose. This is an asymmetrical pyramid pose. So hinge forward, send that left hip crease back. Feel the stretch, even weight on both feet. Head and neck are in alignment. Don't drop your head. Keep the core strong. One more breath here. Step the back foot forward and step back into an L pose. So walk all the way back, upper arm between, head between the upper arms. Knees are soft. Draw the belly in, stretch and lengthen the spine. Breathing in, breathing out. And walk the feet forward. Take the right foot forward, left foot back into lunge, wide base of support. Heel down if the toes aren't having it. Squeeze that back left glute. Reach the left arm up overhead. Root and crescent. And a lot of nice side stretching today. Find your breath. Come back to lengthen up toward the sky, lower the arm down, step the back foot forward a half of a foot, lengthen, hinge forward from your hip crease, press that right hip crease back, hinge forward over for a pyramid pose. Keep the belly strong, keep the core supporting the back, and reach from the pelvis to the crown of the head so you can grow your spine just a half inch longer. And balance the weight on both feet. Press back up, step the back foot forward, and shake the hips out. Let's go into one more L pose. So step the feet back, hip distance apart, belly draws in and up, head comes into the direction of the upper arm. Spine is long, beautiful length in those backs, very nice. Good. And then slowly walk forward again. That's your kitchen counter pose, right? And shake it out. Take your chair over to the other side. We got to do our leg extensions on the left side. Okay. All right. Let's shift our weight over to the right. And you're either going to tap, which is absolutely fine to do, just tapping forward and back, right? But should you choose, shift your weight over to the right, peel the left foot up, tap it or lift it, extend the leg, reach the arm up, reach the fingertips forward, knee lifts, exhale, lower back down. Shift the weight again, knee lifts, arm lifts, legs extend, fingertips up, bend that knee, arm reaches forward, and lower back down. Let's do two more. With the breath, inhale and exhale, arm forward, knee, toes forward. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Breathe in and out. Good. Knee bends, arm lifts. Exhale, lower. Whew. Feel that in your hip flexors? Oh boy. I would love to do a quad stretch here, but this is never anything that feels good on most people. But if it does, this is just an offering. If you want to try to use your strap or reach for your pants or something and just do another little quad stretch, because we've worked those hip flexors pretty hard. This is not a have to because it doesn't feel good on a lot of people. Another thing you could try to do is, how do I want to do this? You stand at the wall and you put your foot on the back of the chair. And sometimes that's enough to get you that same motion that we were doing sitting, where you squeeze the glute and tuck everything under. You're holding on to a wall or something else, and the back of the foot's resting on the seat of the chair. I can do it this way too. See, so that's something you can try too. If that one that we did sitting did not feel good for you, this is an option. Some people actually get a cramp in their, so just give yourself a little quad stretch. Okay, all right, shake it all out. And what I'd like to do now, oh, it's snowing. It's snowing here in Baltimore. It's always exciting, the first snow. We're all tucked in and safe. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to drive home from the yoga center in the snow, right? All right, what I'd like to do is if we could sit down, please, and I want to do a little meditation with you for just about a 5-minute meditation, and then we'll get down on the floor and stretch out some more, okay? If you would rather sit on the floor or in some other comfy position, please feel free to do that as well. All right. So let's take 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through an open mouth. And this is a guided imagery meditation. All right, if you could, if it feels good and safe for you to close your eyes, I'll invite you to close your eyes and use your imagination. And I want you to imagine the times when we were able to walk into a movie theater. And you walk into the movie theater, it's cold outside, and you walk in, you get this warm air into your face, and as you're excited to watch this movie, you've been wanting to see it for a while. You smell the popcorn, and you around all kinds of people. Nobody's wearing a mask. It's just, it's just kind of the way things used to be and the way things will be again. So you get your popcorn and your drink, and you're cozy in your movie theater, and you're all settled in. And the movie starts, and it is a movie about your life over the past 9 to 10 months. And I just have a few questions of inquiry for you to think about. If you choose, you can just follow your breath if this is not something that interests you at all. But I want you to think about, first, what genre is your movie? Is it reality TV at its best? Is it romance? Is it a comedy? Is it Nicholas Sparks-like? What is the genre of your movie in the past, of your life in the past 10 months? Next, I'd like to ask, who are some of the stars of your movie? Who are some of the main players of your movie? Have people come and gone in the movie, or is it pretty much the same couple of people in your movie? And what role do you play in your movie? Are you the protagonist? Are you the hero? Are you the fly on the wall? What is your role in the movie? And as you're sitting watching this movie, are there parts of the movie that made you actually laugh out loud or smile? And you think of a part that tickled your funny bone. How about parts that made you cry or weep? Parts that made you feel tender towards somebody else? Parts where you felt really proud of yourself as the player. Wow, that was really good. And then I ask you, if you've watched this whole movie, how many Rotten Tomatoes would you give this movie? And you think about the next 9 months making another movie. Who are the stars that you'll invite back to your movie? Or there are certain people that you'll cut their contract and not invite them back to your movie. So just a little food for thought. You come back now out of the movie theater and you realize that wasn't a movie, this your real life. You have a little indication maybe of how you're doing. Not your family, not your whoever you're living with, just how are you doing? And are giving yourself enough self-care, enough challenge in your life. Things that allow you to feel joy. And are you inviting all those different emotions in, acknowledging and being honest with how you're doing? Reaching out for help should you need any additional help in whatever way would serve you best. It's a little food for thought to maybe meditate on over the week, and then just begin to come back into this space. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move around. Get out of your movie theater and we'll get down on the floor, okay? So just take your time. We have about 12 more minutes. I just want to stretch out a little bit and then we'll come into a nice little Shavasana. So have what you need close by for your Shavasana. If your feet got cold, have what you need. And take your time getting onto the floor, the couch, a recliner, and I need some socks on too. Come into your constructive rest. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Maybe you have a strap nearby. Where does your body take a sigh? Where does your body say, oh, I was holding on to some tension there. Let me just let that release. Use the breath. And then take a full body stretch if that would feel good for you. Reach the arms up out to the side or overhead. Come back to that. Imagine your mountain pose, standing, reaching the fingertips towards the sky. Keep that natural, normal curve in your lower back. And then lower your arms down, bend your knees. And let's just do a little opposite arm dynamic movement. So reaching opposite arm up toward the sky, extending the leg, extending the fingertips, connecting with the breath. And then should you choose, reach the arm up overhead. And then finally, if you choose, extending the leg to the short end of the mat and the arm to the overhead. Any of the options is good. And just connect with your breath. I find this very relaxing, very meditative. Good. One more time each way. Whatever you decide to do. Good. And then one or both knees hugging into the chest, either rocking side to side or bringing the hands onto the tops of the knees as you row the legs. So sacroiliac instability, you'll want to definitely do it this way, and keeping that leverage on both sides of the pelvis. And then other direction. Good. Finding your strap, placing the strap around that left leg. So left leg's into the chest, strap around the left leg. And just a gentle, easy, no big deal, not a lot of instructions. Just extend the right leg up toward the sky. And then take the left leg, take the left leg up to the sky, take the left leg out to the left side. And I like to take my right bent knee out to the right side to balance my pelvis. And then bring the left leg across the right thigh. So I'm just making an X with my thighs. And then just go back and forth a couple times. Take the leg out to the side. The right bent knee goes out to the side. And then cross the left leg over the right. One more time, leg goes out to the left side, right knee goes out to the right side, and cross. Good. And then switch. So now put that right leg into the strap. And take your right leg out to the right side. Take your bent left knee out to the left side. And switch, cross the right leg over top of the left bent knee. I'm making an X with my thighs. Feel that stretch across the outer right leg. And then just switch back and forth. Taking the right leg out to the right and then crossing it over the left. If it feels better to stay in one position, just stay in one position. Breathing in and breathing out with your movement. Nice. Good. And out. Good. All right. And then take the strap off. Let's just do a little bit of bridging to make sure our sacrum is in good alignment. So feet are as close to the buttocks as feels comfortable. Arms are down by your side, elbows bent, palms face each other. And then the head is off of pillows if your chin is too close to your chest. And then as you're ready, press the backs of the arms and the heels of the feet in. Lift the hips and torso up off the earth. Pause here for a moment. Full breath in, and as you exhale, lower the hips back down. So you decide if you want to stay lifted or lift and lower with the breath. Two or three, just stay connected with movement. Stay connected with breath. Two more. And then as you're ready, extend the legs long for a full body stretch or give yourself a nice hug. See what else your body is asking for and honor your body with any additional movement now as you prepare for Shavasana. Once you've done everything you need to do, you feel like you can settle into a nice, relaxing Shavasana. Take a couple of breaths in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Notice if you're holding on to any tension anywhere and use the breath to soften that. Some space between your teeth so your jaw can relax. And just allow the hips to feel heavy, the shoulders to feel heavy. I'm just going to read Birthright one more time, so if anything stood out for you, you can breathe with it. Despite illness of body or mind, in spite of blinding despair or habitual belief, who you are is whole. Let nothing keep you separate from the truth. The soul, illuminated from within, longs to be known for what it is. Undying, untouched by fire or the storms of life, there is a place inside where stillness and abiding peace reside. You can ride the breath and go there. Despite doubt or hopeless turns of mind, you are not broken. Spirit surrounds, embraces, fills you from the inside out. Release everything that isn't your true nature. What's left, the fullness, light and shadow. Claim all that is your birthright. Donna Folds. If you feel ready to come out of Shavasana, do so first by engaging in the breath. Invite a full breath in as you take a long, slow breath out. Begin wiggling fingers and wiggling toes. Rotate your wrists and neck side to side. Bend your knees and rock your knees side to side or roll your legs. Finally ending up over on your favorite side and pausing there for a moment. tapping into your own true nature, your set point of happiness. And press your hands into the earth and come to that place of a comfortable seat for you. And bring the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Thank you all so much for honoring me with being present, always giving it your best, and just making this Sangha what it is. I'm so grateful for that. And I want to wish you a really happy holiday, however you celebrate. And I'll look forward to seeing you at the first of the year. Bow your head to honor your own practice, and then blink your eyes open if they're not already, and take a peek at your Sangha and greet each other with Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. I'm going to stop the recording here.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, everybody. Have